Hi, my name is Kathleen Metcalf, and this is my Project 6 video blog for Art 110. So, other than the reading, there weren't a whole lot of guidelines on what to talk about this week, so gotta say, I am feeling a little odd about the virtual installation stuff. Like, I have some ideas, but not really sure how to go about building it, I guess, in Second Life. I feel like there's a lot to work with in terms of like theme and how we actually build our gallery if we have that option. But yeah, so anywho, that's for this week. We're gonna be pitching our ideas for our Shark Tank stuff. I guess that's what this week's concept is called. So then page 66 in Eva and Franco Matez book. Copies are more important in this case than originals. I don't agree. Some of the things that they weren't distinguishing in the interview in the book between like whether it was Eva or Franco responding, it just says Matez. But I really don't agree with their views because I honestly, saying that copies are more important than the original, it really just, you have to take things in a contextual view, especially with art. Like, you can't take a film from 1927 and view it with the same paradigm that we have now. You can't look at it with the same expectation of writing, of set design, of shot composition, of production design. You really can't set those kind of standards on the same thing. Whereas, like, with the whole thing of Duchamp taking a copy of the Mona Lisa and setting it so it says, I learned this in my art history class last semester, it was H-O-O-Q. It's H-O-O-Q, but if you pronounce it with a French accent, the way it's supposed to be pronounced, it's kind of like Mad Gab, and so it comes out saying, she has hot pants, which and he also drew a mustache on her, which also completely changes the meaning. So it's not necessarily that it's more important than the original work itself, but that it's completely different. It changes how it's meant to be interpreted, how it is interpreted. The bottom line is really, after an artist is done making a work, it belongs to the audience. It belongs to their interpretation and their perception of what it means. But I don't know. I all of a sudden I blanked out and run out of things to say. I had so many things I wanted to talk about. But yeah, I was a little curious about their reasoning in their project, where they copied Hell.com and another website. I was kind of puzzled as to their purpose. Like, I know they talked about wanting to make it accessible, wanting to kind of exploit the purpose of the net, of having things be completely accessible and having them be free, as opposed to having to be a subscriber to a specific website, as well as having to have a password to view the gallery, the online gallery. But other than that, I don't feel like you can really call it art. Not saying that it has to be original for it to be art, but they didn't change it. They didn't put their own spin on it. They made it more accessible, but that's It's like making a knockoff of like some expensive purse or something. It's making it more the same look more accessible. It's the same thing, just mass produced. Um, which honestly, I think cheapens most things. Like the whole internet thing, I'm not sure what to make of that. But with most things, when you have like an original that's like well produced and that has a lot of meaning, a lot of effort put into it, then if you take it and you copy it and you mass produce it and make it completely accessible to everyone, kind of like a collective good, it's like people can't be excluded from benefiting from whatever the product is or enjoying it. It just takes away any effort that people put into it. It's like, I don't know. I, yeah. um, anyways, I think that's about all I have to say on the subject, but one of the thing, uh, aside from the whole copies thing, um, I was flipping through the book to get to the pages that we were supposed to read this week, and I came across the whole Darko Maver story, and I must say, it's scary. I don't know if we're gonna actually end up reading this for like any of our assignments, but obviously, like, there's that one picture that's fake, but the rest of it is absolutely terrifying. So, just putting that out there. I thought I'd comment on it since we don't have a whole lot of criteria on our vlog this week. But, yeah, so copying, making numerous copies cheapens things, and making a copy and then altering it completely changes the meaning of things, not necessarily making it more important than the original work. So, that's just my opinion. But that, I guess, is also up to your own interpretation. So thank you for listening and have a good week.